All right, well, it is an exhibit that shows you the private lives and interiors of Spain's New World elite from 1492 through the 19th century, and you can check it all out at the Albuquerque Museum. Here to tell us more is Andrew Connors, Curator of Art for the Albuquerque Museum. Andrew, thank you for coming in.
It's great to be here. Thanks,
Absolutely. You guys always have great shows at the Albuquerque Museum, one of the true gems of our city. So let's talk about this new exhibition and what it entails.
Well, this new exhibition really, we like to think of it as sort of the treasure houses of the rich and famous of Latin America. And it really does tell this elite story about how those that were born or raised or Spanish born and raised in the Americas really wanted to show that they were somebody too. You know, we always have this chip on our shoulder as to those of us in the Americas weren't quite Europe. And so 500 years ago, they had that same problem, that same challenge. And so they collected spectacular things. They had spectacular portraits made for them, and they built beautiful houses, really to show their power and authority financially if they didn't have it politically.
Wow. And as you can see here, folks, this exhibit has a lot of pieces in it. We're not just talking pieces of architecture or home things. We're getting to see some of these very ornate portraits and things like that, correct?
Oh yeah, the portraiture is really spectacular and tells so much about how they saw themselves. But the wonderful thing about this exhibition too is that it doesn't just include Latin American colonial objects, it includes British American colonial objects as well, to sort of show the differences between the colonies that would ultimately become the United States and the colonies that would become various nations of Latin America. So you can compare and contrast and see the way a woman from Boston would have been depicted in a portrait versus a woman from Lima, Peru.
Really?
And so it's really, it's very interesting that way because they had very, very different ideas about themselves and about their authority.
And, you know, one thing I think that's really cool about this, we were talking about, when we think about, you know, Latin American art, we might have some preconception about this, but this is a really eclectic group of pieces. This isn't, you know, so this is going to be a really mind-opening experience for people. They're going to see different influences throughout the world. It's not just Latin American, but, you know, Latin America borrowed from, as you were saying, places like in the Middle East and locations like that, correct?
Oh, absolutely. They were very cosmopolitan and eclectic in their collecting. They wanted to have the best of Persian tapestries, and they wanted to have the best of Chinese decorative arts. So there, we have a set of porcelain from China that was painted with the coat of arms of a family in Mexico City. So they ordered this huge order of china from China and had it painted with their coat of arms. And we have objects that come from Europe and come from the Middle East, as we said, but incredible Chinese objects, a beautiful Japanese fanfold screen that influenced the screens of Mexico City. So all of these art forms and styles that came from throughout the world really did influence the way that Latin America saw themselves.
That's great. And folks, starting this Saturday, we'll be able to see it. So tell us about the event opening on February 15th. Is that correct? So tell us a little bit more about the dates, how long we can see this show, and all that good stuff.
The exhibit opens to the public this Saturday, the 15th, and from 2 to 5 we're going to have a public opening with a variety of different activities, hands-on activities, great music, and at 3 o'clock the curator of the exhibition from the Brooklyn Museum, Richard Asti, is going to be talking about the exhibition. He was born and raised in Lima, Peru, so he experienced this very much personally himself, and then he was a curator in Puerto Rico, so he really has this broad experience of Latin American culture, and he'll be giving a great talk at 3 o'clock, and that'll be followed up with more music and snacks in the lobby, and the exhibit will remain on view until the middle of May. So we've got a lot of opportunity to see these great things. There's so much detail and so many 160 objects in the show, so a lot to look at.
That's great. Well, lots of stuff to do, lots of stuff to see at the Albuquerque Museum. We will also have links on our website at krqb.com under our CASA tab. Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing this show to New Mexico.
It's a great opportunity to bring it to the people of Albuquerque and New Mexico.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. All right.